Hi, this is Keitaro Harada, and thank you for joining me at Music Today. The interview that I had on July 5th with Victoria and Sophie Fatu encountered a little problem. So I'm reposting the interview because we had wonderful announcements and great stories of their journey to now. But the musical element, I am putting it as a link in the bottom in the description of the video, so please enjoy them also. And thank you for supporting Music Today. Good evening, and thank you for joining me at Music Today. This is Keitaro Harada. The concept of the show is to bring in an artist each episode and have a conversation with the artist about a performance we will all watch and listen together. The live component is very important because I encourage all the viewers to comment and ask questions to the artist. The idea of doing this show came about when COVID-19 hit, and I wanted a platform to keep the music going for our fans. Even though we may not be able to experience live performances together right now, I wanted a place where music lovers can join easily, to converse with the artist, and to see the more personal side of us. Music Today is a bilingual show. The live streams during your evening will be in English, and the shows that broadcast during your morning time will be in Japanese for the fans in Japan. If you want to improve upon your Japanese skills, you're more than welcome to watch the Japanese interviews too. After the live stream, you can use the subtitle button somewhere around here to watch it in Japanese and read it in English. Tonight is show number 64. I'm very excited for our wonderful guests today. We have two, all in the package of one, which is wonderful. Without further ado, I'd like to bring in our guests for tonight. And since we on this side cannot hear you applaud, I ask you to use the comment section below to write in clap, 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 or you can use clapping emojis to applaud for our wonderful guests. And like I said before, don't be shy. Even if it's a simple hello or hi or, smiley face emoji, we'd love to hear from you. So please do comment. Please welcome our special guests, Victoria and Sophie Fatu. Hi.
Hi.
Hi there.
How are you two?
Good.
Good. Thank you so much for having us. Yes.
Thank you for being on the show. And it looks really bright and sunny. Where are you guys quarantining right now?
We're at home in Burbank. We are Los Angeles people, so it's hot and sunny right now. It's getting to sunset right now, so probably sun is just getting on our faces.
So as the show goes on, we could see the beautiful sunset of California.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, I'm saying hello to you from Tokyo, where it is a little bit cloudy. It's been raining for 2 days straight, so
yeah, no rain here, that's for sure.
Well, we already have a lot of people saying hello, thank you, and a lot of clapping and heart marks. Yay for the heart marks. Thank you. For our viewers, I want to share just a little bit about how I know the Victoria and Sophie. Victoria and I performed together, collaborated together in West Virginia when I conducted the West Virginia Symphony Orchestra, and I still remember first your amazing playing, but also just the hair. Standing from the podium and conducting and giving you the cue where you're, playing.
I remember that moment on the rehearsal when you were locating me by the hair. I remember that. Like
it's easy to find Victoria. I'd say, oh, there's the hair. I know she's there. But I still have really wonderful memories of my time in Charleston and collaborating with you. It's been too long since we've shared the stage together. So hopefully we can do that sometime together.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yes, and so let's go straight to the music. We are talking about "Shallow" first. Tell us a little bit about this video that we're about to watch.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest projects we ever had because. Me, I'm kind of more into classical music, and Sophie is strictly a jazz performer. So she's been singing those Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin songs.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I just rely on my intuition. It's so weird. Like one day I woke up and I just said, okay, let's just record "Shallow." And I remember that was the weirdest thing because we learned the song in about 2 hours, even less. And then Sophie's producer said, okay, well let's just go in a music studio and just record it and post it tomorrow. it was literally a question of a couple of hours. We just literally we learned the song, we sang it from 1 or 2 takes, and we just posted it online. And sure enough, it went crazy viral. I still don't know what's going on. It's crazy. So we don't sing that much together. Probably we should sing more together, but that was one of the moments when we realized that that's something that we could do, just actually sing together.
Great. Let's take. Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I just noticed about one thing about your video. Do you always sit in the same place?
No.
It's
That is an accident. That's a coincidence, yeah.
because I thought, oh, Sophie is always on your right side, so
That's actually, yeah. I'm now gonna pay more attention to it. I don't know. It just happens.
it does happen, doesn't it? Sophie, I feel like there's a little bit of difference between the video that we just saw and the Sophie you now. You don't have your front teeth anymore. What happened?
I lost them. And now from yesterday, now I mostly have $18.
She has $18 now.
Okay, wonderful. Well, you look super cute. I was just noticing when you were talking that a little difference from your video.
Yeah, that video was like over a year ago, actually. So yeah, she has changed a lot, and she sings differently too. But yeah, that was the first time we sang together.
Yeah, that was like when I was 6.
Yeah, you were 6. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was 6.
I wish I could say, oh yeah, when I was 6. That seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, Victoria, I think we're getting old.
We are old. Yeah,
we are old. That's true. Let's talk a little bit about Victoria. I want to know more for our viewers. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing and how you were introduced to music. You are a celebrated concert pianist, but was music always part of your life, and how did this all come about for you?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I remember when I was 8. I mean, my parents are not trained musicians, professional musicians at all. So I just remember that moment. I was, I think, 8, and I just walked up to my mom and said, "Mom, I'm going to be a concert pianist." There was like, no, it wasn't a question. It wasn't a question. So yeah, my mom, bless her soul, she took me to Moscow, like, because that's probably she the sweet ignorance and just belief in myself that it's that easy. You can just grab a child and take her to the best school in Moscow, and it's just gonna work out. And it worked out. I was accepted right away without any knowledge of music theory, without any knowledge of anything, straight to the 3rd grade, because they just saw something. And I guess it just worked out. And less than a year afterwards, I was already a part of a New Names and the Vladimir Spivakov foundations, and I was just performing all over the world less than a year after starting. Yeah.
Was music always part of your life before you started piano? Like, did you sing at churches? Yeah.
No, not just at home, but I sang all the time. And also another thing which I did, I was really good in voice impersonation. So I knew I was going to be an actress and a singer my whole life. And music just kind of organically kicked in after that.
Did you have growing up, did you have a favorite singer, pop singer or classical singer?
Yeah, good. Are you asking all the right questions? Interesting. It's like we prepared that in advance. I swear.
Really? I feel like
because it's an interesting story. You would think that a classical musician would be influenced by a classical musician or something like that. It was actually me seeing a music video, Believe, of Elton John. Really? I remember very random. Yeah, I was 8 years old. I remember seeing him singing Believe and playing the piano, and that was the moment I just got up and I just said, "Mom, that's what I'm going to do." So yeah, that was Elton John.
Fantastic. Elton John's amazing. How about classical pianists? Who'd you look up to, or whose interpretation or musicality did you like growing up?
It depends what composer, if we get to Soviet music performance and Beethoven, stuff like that, I will always listen to Richter. That he was my absolute favorite. But everything else, I would say Horowitz, because I can relate. I can totally relate, like
Mm-hmm.
to him as a performer and as a personality. We need to close that light so you're not depending on
Mommy,
you. Yes, my love.
who's
Yeah.
Keitaro? I never heard of him.
You didn't hear? Yeah, you didn't hear him playing. Yes, I know. She's like, I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, Horowitz is wonderful. One of my definite idols for sure.
Absolutely.
I want to share to our viewers a little bit of just wonderful performance on the piano. This is Saber Dance, and very exciting performance by Vicky.
Thank you.
Oh,
How does she do that?
how does she do that? Have you asked your mom about that? How does she do it?
How does she, Mommy?
Ay. I don't know. Practice.
But how you like
Yeah.
do everything?
Practice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not
It's
sure.
amazing.
So
I don't know how you do growls when you sing. I can't do growls. She does it like that, and I can't. I still cannot control my voice to do a simple growl, you know. And
mostly
Mhm.
it's because I still don't know how to say the R.
The
Mostly
R.
that I don't know how to say it.
yeah, I don't think it's related, but she just does them, and I can't. So see,
Mhm.
we're even.
Vicky,
Yeah.
one of the things that I am always so amazed by your performance is, it's clear that the muse, the spirit of the composer, is just giving you a big hug and just letting you free. When I see the performance, you're not really thinking about notes. You're just being the music, right? And
Yeah.
it just flows. What goes in your mind when you're performing?
Again, I just love your question. I'm gonna just say it. I don't like practicing. Never
Mhm.
did. Never. Just kids don't listen to me. But like I never did. But what I did like, whenever I start working on any piece, I get curious. Like I try to find out when it was written. What did composer do when he composed that? Like why would he do that? And
Mhm.
it's kind of was always easy for me from the very get go to integrate every piece into what's happening in my own life, just
Mhm.
reliving it. Like I sometimes don't like the program music which already has something behind it. I don't
Mhm.
like it. I read about it, but I was like, I always go through my own thing, and sometimes things about death end up for me something very comical, and vice versa. Like it's just the way I feel the piece when I play it. Yeah, but it was never about the notes or technique. I never cared for those things really.
Mhm. With what you do is amazing because you're a mother of three, university professor, also looking after the career of Sophie, and then managing an arts management, and also having your career. And what are some of the projects that you are want to accomplish in the coming years, given the very lack of time that you have right now with all of the things that you're doing?
Yeah, just being a mother of three, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to explain. Like you cannot put it to words or in writing because people
Mm-hmm.
will read it, but they cannot assess.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can understand. So this will always be my priority, and
Mm-hmm.
not only because I am a mother. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of mothers. I'm trying to be as hands-on as possible, like as hands-on as possible. And ever since I had my first child and the second and third, they were always backstage. They were always in backpacks. They were always this one, poor thing, she was in a car seat under the piano. I had some performances with the symphonies, and she was in the with the symphony orchestra under my piano as I was rehearsing. I don't know how her ear hearing is still there, but yeah, just always trying to make sure that they are there in front of me, that I am there hands-on all the time. The projects right now, whatever I had, it just all goes to where with the COVID situations.
Mm-hmm.
Is right now I think all of us are kind of trying to with a new strategy, with a new project, new ideas. We are with my management, we're right now kind of trying to think about what can we do, what can be done in order to keep going, and keep sharing the music, keep sharing the love for music, not the music itself. Everybody's sharing the music. I guess sharing the story and sharing your presentation of what music is. That's what it is. And of course, social media, YouTube. That's as never before. There's no excuse for me not to have enough time to actually go for it. And with her too, her projects, her songs, her recordings, things like that. So can be a blessing in disguise right now. Just
Yeah.
kind of stop for a second.
Most definitely. And as for our viewers, many who are watching today are fans of you, and they already know about you. But I love the Rhapsody in Blue performance that you have on YouTube, and then just so many of the other performances that are readily available. You just have to search Victory Fatu. But one video that I really want to share everyone, which went completely viral, and then I knew about you before I even met you. I knew about this video. Is this
Oh my God, yeah.
video at the university? So
Isn't mommy the best?
Oh my God.
She
I
is
never
the
had
best.
to hire any promoter ever in my life. She's like, she's the best.
Vicky, what I thought was so amazing after the aftermath of this viral video is the fact that you then collaborated with your students and made other videos of doing the Royals and the Halo, and these are all available on YouTube. But I highly encourage everyone to go check it out, because what a great class. Was it a theory
They're
class?
amazing. They're amazing. These are the students who were in my music theory. It was an oral theory.
Oral theory. Okay.
That was exactly what that class was. But they were also in the my music pedagogy class as well. Music history class. I taught so many things in that college, and it was kind of the same group of people, and here and there, and realizing that they are all so passionate about a cappella singing, and it really brought us together. It connected us, I think, for life. It's just it's really something that I'll never forget from living in West Virginia.
Another thing that it's amazing. It's like the videos that come up. This is what 10-year-old you.
Yeah.
You look Sophie looks just like you.
I know, there's no difference. There's absolutely no difference. If you look at our baby pictures, that is the most bizarre thing you'll ever see in your life. We are looking exactly the same. It's almost creepy. Yeah.
Like we're twins.
Yes, like we're
twins. You guys are twins. Sophie, let's talk a little bit about you. And the first video I want to share is, of course,
story behind this video. Did you see her shocked face at the beginning? Like, what was that?
Yeah, tell me.
The story behind it. This was the first take of the first time ever she put the headphones on and sang in the studio. So that was a one take of the literally first time she stand in front of the microphone. So that's why she's like, where does the sound come from? That shocked face in the beginning. What is this? Who's singing that? So cute. Yeah.
Sophie, why Frank Sinatra?
Oh, because like when I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, because he had like the best voice like I ever heard. And I was like, this is what I want to become. I want to become like him, because I was like, when I heard him, my heart was like, boom, and the whole world heard it, like, it exploded, and I was like, oh my God, he has a really good voice.
He does have a really good voice, and I'm sure Frank Sinatra from heaven is thankful and very happy and filled with lots of love because you're singing his songs. Was Fly Me to the Moon the very first song that you remember hearing, or was it something else?
What was the first song you sang of Frank Sinatra's?
Oh, it was a song called My Way.
My Way, of course. Which one do you like better, My Way or Fly Me to the Moon?
I like mostly kind of both.
Okay, that's fair.
At this point, I think she has so many favorites that it's just every song is favorite for different reasons.
Was Vicky, was My Way the first one that went viral on YouTube?
Yeah. Yes, not as much as Fly Me to the Moon. Like Fly Me to the Moon got 40 million views overnight. But with the My Way was a different story because I posted, it got pretty, I think it was like 200,000 views very quickly, but that was when Little Big Shots discovered her from that My Way video.
Oh,
And
I see.
we went to Los Angeles, we filmed Little Big Shots, and then came back to West Virginia. And again, that's why it's so spontaneous. That music, again, said, okay, let's go to studio like right now. You know, you heard the song a couple of times, let's just record it. And we posted Fly Me to the Moon as we were waiting for Little Big Shots to air. It hasn't even aired yet. And it went insanely viral, like 40 million views, I think, in the first night. And then I wasn't even counting what was going on after that. And this is when Ellen's show and America's Got Talent found her from Fly Me to the Moon videos.
Yeah.
Sophie, tell us about your experience with America's Got Talent.
Well, like when I was first on it, like I was like, oh my god, I'm on it, because like when I was little or 5
When I
or
was little.
4,
What?
yeah, like when I was little, then I was like, wait, I am little. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you were talking about this when you were 5, but you were saying when I was little when you were
like
when you were
4.
5,
Yeah,
right?
like
Yeah,
okay.
like when I was 4, like
We were
Okay.
watching the show all the time.
yeah, like all the time I was like, oh my god, I'm finally on it. Like
Finally.
Finally.
Waited her whole life for this.
I know.
like yeah.
She was so great. She really blossomed on that stage. You know, I feel like that experience changed her as a child as well.
Of
Like
course.
her behavior, her like she just changed. She became this little adult after the show. And I think this is when she made that choice that she wanted to do this, like that she really wanted to continue being on stage. And I just had to stand there and watch, because she just did everything. Really, my job was to take her where she needed to go, but everything else just came from her heart.
When you went to do the show at America's Got Talent, until how many weeks was it until it aired on TV?
Well, we shot in March, I think, and the first round with her went in May, and I think the next rounds were I think it was around my birthday, July then when the New York came out. So yeah, they air like throughout the summer.
Because you already, like Vicky, you already knew what had happened at the show and the audience reaction. What was going in your mind when it first aired?
Oh my gosh. First of all, I was very, very stressed about what are they going to put on, if they're going to cut her, if they're going to... But I was backstage. I just saw, you know, if my point of view was Sophie's profile. I didn't see what was going on in the audience. I just heard. But I didn't realize, because when I was listening to her singing My Way on America's Got Talent, I didn't realize that the entire audience stood up in the middle of her song.
Oh, I see. You couldn't see that.
No, I just saw Sophie because I was backstage, but I saw her on the stage from the side. I didn't see all 4 judges standing up and giving her a standing ovation. I didn't see any of that until I saw the show. It was really emotional for me. So yeah, and watching her face closed up, looking at the audience that was giving her a standing ovation, this is when I probably understood that yeah, that's what she's meant to do. Because I mean, for me back then, it was just, I was just going with the flow. It was like a dream for me. But seeing her, her demeanor on stage, that was the moment when I kind of knew that this is what we're going to do.
Let's take. Sophie, tell us what was going on in your mind when you were singing this, and with everyone clapping and standing up cheering. Can you hear them, or were you only able to hear the music that was inside your ear?
I heard both.
I
heard clapping, but mostly I heard clapping because there was like millions of them, and like who couldn't only hear the music when there's like millions of people clapping?
Of course. Was that the happiest moment in your long life that you've been living right now?
No, mostly the first time I sang was, because it was really fun then.
And I super love your pink dress. I thought that was the cutest dress on the planet.
It was a cute dress. Yeah.
Then I was right in the beginning about the what I said about I'm wearing even a really cute dress.
Mm-hmm.
We have, hundreds and hundreds of comments right now, both on Facebook and YouTube. But many people are saying that this lady named Bella says that she listens to your recording repeatedly while during my long drives home. And Sophie, you keep her smile and alert. So thank you, Sophie. She
Thank
says.
you.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that I'm even here.
Oh, thank you. Sophie, tell us a little bit about your album that you have.
Oh yeah, it's on what are those two things like? Oh, Spotify. It's on Spotify.
And
Mhm.
about iTunes. But you want to
Yeah.
tell him how you recorded your album, where you
Yeah.
recorded, and what is it?
Like it's called Love Is,
Mhm.
and if you want a CD and a record, then you could get it on SophieFatuMusic.com.
Okay.
Where did you
Sophie?
record it?
I recorded at Capitol Records, and
Mhm.
in the same spot where Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin did their EP too. In the same spot.
Yeah, that was
Wonderful.
kind of crazy to be on the, because there was like pictures on the walls everywhere with Dean Martin, Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald recording on the same exact studio and same exact spot, and she was singing their songs. Frank Sinatra,
Mhm.
Dean Martin, Frankie Lyman, and all of her favorites. There's feeling Nina Simone. So all of the songs that really changed her and like made her love this music, and all of this on her album. And I think we had musicians in the band, the same musicians that toured and recorded with Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Elvis Presley, Barbara Streisand. The same musicians were playing for Sophie. So
Amazing.
yeah,
That's just incredible. For our viewers, please go check out, if you don't already have Sophie's music, it's on SophieFatuMusic.com. And we can listen to this on Spotify and Amazon Music also, right, Vicky?
yes, absolutely. It's on Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, any platform you can imagine. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's everywhere.
How old are you here, Sophie, when you recorded this?
On the album, you were 6. That was a year ago.
Yeah, then now I'm 7, but on that it was 6.
Like a long time ago, right? In your world?
Yeah.
Like when I was 6, basically.
No, not when you were 6.
He was joking. She's like, no.
Sophie, what's coming up? Like, what's a project that you can tell us that is coming up in 2020, 2021?
Is there a movie maybe?
Oh yeah, well, oh no, I remember they changed the name, so now it's kind of called Last Looks. Yeah, Last Looks.
Okay.
My name was Gabby.
Oh, no, you're not allowed to.
No, you're not. There are a couple of. Okay, Vicky, Vicky,
Okay,
you
I'll
should
take
share.
over here. I'll take
I can't edit the live stream.
the reels at this point. Yeah. So basically, so there's a movie. There's a fantastic feature film. I honestly still cannot believe this happened, and it used to call Waldo. I still don't know if they changed the name completely or permanently or not, but now it's called Last Looks.
Okay.
It was actually made from the book Last Looks, the bestseller written by Michael Howard Gold, I think his name. Okay. And it's really a fantastic book. It's so witty, it's so smart and so funny. It's like if you into investigation and heroes who solve crimes in a very funny way, that's a fantastic book, really. And I read the book before, and then when she booked that part, I really could not believe it. So the movie is with Charlie Hunnam as a lead, with Mel Gibson and Dominic Monaghan. Like the cast was absolutely insane. I still cannot believe I'm just saying those names out loud, and that she was able to work with them and become friends with some of them. And it was such a fantastic experience. So I really cannot wait for it. I can only imagine how great it's going to be. And unfortunately, with the COVID and everything, I think there's going to be a delay. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, but whenever it comes out, I'm sure this is going to be one of the biggest thing for us, for all of us as a family. It's just going to be hopefully the beginning of another great journey for her.
Sophie, how was being on the set with Mel Gibson? It's one of my favorite actors.
Well, when mommy told me that, like when mommy told me that he was like a big actor, like very famous, I was like, yay! Because I was like, I was gonna be in a big movie with Mel Gibson, and mommy also said then Charlie Hunnam, and like I was like, wow, I'm gonna act with two famous actors.
Yeah,
like wow.
Mel Gibson was very funny with her. He was funny. He was making jokes. He is a huge Dean Martin fan, so they sang duets together all the time. That was hysterical. Charlie Hunnam really became a good friend for her. He was her, I don't even know he really guarded her over there. Like for her, it was the first experience shooting days long in the heat. It was in Atlanta, super, super hot summer. He was always around her, making sure she's okay. He was, playing football with her when he could just stay in his trailer and rest. He took time out of his day to spend time with her. It was fantastic. We made such a great Lucy Fry, the one of the lead actors there. We became such a good friends too. And you just discover people who you thought were unreachable, untouchable. It's kind of almost not us mortals, they're us mortals, and they're nice and sweet and funny and caring. It was an eye-opener for us. It was a real eye-opener for us, just being able to sit at the lunch next to them, just because we're sitting together, literally not right next to Mel Gibson, talking about kids, his youngest son was 2 years old at the moment, so he brought him.
Oh, I see.
He brought him on the set, and they were playing, and it was fantastic. Like, I was 9 years old or 10 years old when I was cutting out pictures of Mel Gibson from magazines, putting them in my journal and kissing them at night. I was that person. And then what is happening? Never in my life back then in Russia I could imagine something like that. Never.
So, Sophie, I'm so excited about your video, your movie, and just can't wait until you can share us more about it. But I also want to talk a little bit about your wonderful siblings that you have. And how do you, with COVID-19, you probably are spending a lot of more time at home than before. What do you like to do with your sister and brother?
Oh, well, with her, I like to play dolls with her. It's really fun.
Now, we just got them the PS4. Oh my God. I don't
know.
That's the first video game thing. I call it a video game thing because I don't know how. I never played video games, so they love it. They love it, but they are completely obsessed and watch like 17 episodes a day of what TV show? You were excited to tell Mr. K about
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, really?
Obsessed.
Oh my goodness! I grew. That's the cartoon I grew up with as a child.
I did too, but like I never thought that my kids will be that obsessed with it.
Like when now I feel like when I grow up, I want to get a pet cat. That's what Luna's color.
Luna, it's like a dark blue.
Yeah, I want a dark blue cat. Mommy said it's called a blue cat. I want a blue cat, and I wanted to die on top of her head like.
You cannot die the cat. You cannot die the cat.
Don't die the cat.
So now all I'm just gonna do is get a blue cat named Luna.
Now she walks around the house like, in the name of the moon, I'll punish you. I was like, great, thanks.
Of course.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine there. So yeah, they're playing, awesome. They're watching TV shows, playing video games. They read a lot. Thank God, they love reading, and they're good kids. They're good kids.
I am the pretty guardian who fights for love and for justice.
Oh my goodness, you are all Sailor Moon, aren't you?
Oh, wait.
Hand gesture.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh my God, you found it.
Sailor Moon, Sailor Venus, Sailor Mars, Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Jupiter.
Yeah.
And then who is your favorite out of the 5?
Sailor Moon, because she's the leader, and Mommy says she acts like me. Like it's true. Like when I'm bleeding, I'm really scared. I'm a mannequin of blood. Like I'm really scared that I keep crying. Like, oh no! Like from the first season.
And then she
remember?
loves everything romantic. She's
Yeah.
very much into romance. So yeah,
I
it's
see.
been a new passion in our house.
Hmm?
Old one for me, but like I cannot believe it.
Yeah, that's like 20 plus years ago.
Oh yeah,
More,
I
even more.
yeah. I think I
almost
was
30
9
years
or
ago.
10. Yeah, I think I
25
was
years ago.
9. Yeah, when I was watching it. Yeah.
Wow. Sophie, what do you sing with your brother and sister at home?
Well, brother, no, but sometimes he literally, like when he was free in the car when we listened to songs, when it was the
Star Spangled Banner.
Yes, Star Spangled Banner. He would literally sing, "Oh, say, can you sing by the dawn?" He was like literally singing it.
Hmm.
Even the part about na 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 na, like everything.
Yeah, they
I
sing
was-
with the sister a lot.
Yeah.
Vivian is very shy. She doesn't like stage and performing. I mean, she likes it, but she's really shy. But we try to encourage her a lot to sing with Sophie.
Mhm.
So
Sophie?
yeah, so it just happens whenever she feels like. But yeah, Sophie is. I think she's encouraging Vivian a lot as well.
Oh, Marky.
Yeah, it's
He's
a little
such a
Mark.
cute
He's so
baby.
cute.
That's very. It's
Oh, and then it's looking at the family photo. It's just amazing how Vicky, you and Sophie are like replicas. You
Oh,
guys are so starting from the hair and the eye and everything. It's
I know. I don't know if you saw. Let me show you something. I don't
Okay.
know. Let me see where it is. That's me and her.
oh, let me just put it up.
That is crazy. And let me show you another one. I have the whole set of those. Like this is me and Sophie. Like you can't really tell which one's which.
Wow.
I know.
That's
And
amazing.
it's just I kind of accepted that. I love the fact that we look the same. Like this is me when I was about Sophie's age. Like yeah, it's kind of there's like
Yes.
Wait,
but I think more than anything, I think it's our personalities and just
Mhm.
the way we're different from other people. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes not really good way. But I think it's good for her that I'm the same. Because Sophie, great.
Mhm.
Good manners, honey. She just gave you the biggest yawn.
Yes.
I think it's easy for me, so I know how to treat not so good moments,
Mhm.
because there are. I always say that by being born gifted, you sign a contract of being different. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need somebody by your side who can recognize not good moments and just kind of navigate you out of them correctly. So I think she's doing good. I think she's doing good, better than I did when I was little.
Gotcha. How do you want to see Sophie's career grow? She's only still 7, and
Yeah.
what is it that you want to envision as she gets older?
For me, the most important is just for her to be healthy. It's very important. She wasn't a very healthy child when she was little. I gave myself a promise from the very beginning, is that to make sure that everything unveils organically. So I don't want any. I'm watching for the moment when she says no. I'm watching for the moment when there were so many projects, and thank God she has good managers who represent her in film and TV. She would get auditions with the scripts that would overwhelm her. Speech wise, or just overwhelm her for whatever reason, something that she would not like to do, and I was always there to say no. It's not easy for me to say no, but I would always call managers and we would talk about it, and we always say no when Sophie's not 100% excited about the project.
Sure.
Even if she's just okay with it, I think we would not not necessarily that would be something that we will end up doing. Only when she is 100% excited, we go for something, because we know that way it's going to be quick, the process is going to be enjoyable, and she'll never know the meaning of the word work, because it's just having fun nonstop, and that's what it is. And the same applies with her music education. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, you're a concert pianist. How come you're not teaching your child?" Well, I don't think it's time yet. I mean, we started a little bit. She knows the names of the notes. I mean, she has a perfect pitch, so she learned the notes really well. And as for playing, she sits, she picks up the song. She actually composes her own songs. But in terms of technique and repertoire and stuff that you actually teach a child, that is supposedly becomes professional at any instrument, I don't think it's time. And that's the only reason. I just don't want her to hate practicing. I don't want to force her into anything, because she already does a lot.
Right, exactly.
That requires so much out of her. I just want her to be able to do whatever she wants in terms of being a child and getting a good education, being healthy, and then whatever projects come along the way, musical or TV or movies. If the stars align, they're aligned. If not, something's going to go wrong, and it's just not going to happen.
Well, and then she has a wonderful role model to look up to, which is you, who, played the piano beautifully, sing beautifully. So, when time comes, if she wants to take the piano seriously, I'm sure, there's already a great example in the house. So
yeah. Just waiting for it. We're just waiting for it. I mean, she hears me play enough. She knows what comes with it. And at this point, she has more artistic experience than I had by the time I was 17 or something. She knows what's at stake. She knows what performing discipline is and work ethic is. Gotcha. So she gets on her own timeline. I will never tell her to do anything unless she's like, "Mom, I want to do this. I want to do this song. I want to go to that thing." So it's just, it's all her.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Sophie and Vicky, for sharing your story and their music. This is wonderful, and I'm glad that we got to spend some time, and I hope we get to see each other soon. Please stay safe.
When you're back here, hopefully not too far from California, and let's get together and just catch up. And absolutely, that would be so awesome to collaborate in the future.
We'll have to do something together. Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you. You too. Stay safe.
Bye.
Miss you too. Big hugs to the family.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録、いいね、そしてこのビデオをぜひシェアしてください。